Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the end of summer 2023 edition of the Seattle VRARA Chapter online meetings. I am your host, Roberto Haza, and we have a short agenda for today. We have a quick intro of who the Seattle Chapter we are and what we do in VRARA. We'll have our guest of honor, Cory Heizenrader, CEO of EducationXR, giving us a deep dive, as deep as possible in this 30 minutes of his platform EducationXR, and then we'll open it up for quick Q&A. So without further ado, I want to introduce everybody to our chapter. We are the Seattle chapter of the VRARA Association. My name is Roberto Haza. I'm the chapter president, and I'm also the founder and CEO of Extended Reality Advisory, a small consulting firm that we advise companies as they embark into their immersive technology experience integration. I have joining me today Julia Beabout, our EVP of Partnerships and Community. Julia, if you want to unmute your phone, your microphone and introduce yourself really quick, say hi.
Sure. Yeah. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. I'm excited about the program. I'm a CEO and creative director at Novaby. We specialize in augmented reality, space-making, place activations, and tours. And so always interested in education factors. If there's any programming you all are interested in and want to see, we'd love to hear from you. We get the best ideas from our audiences, so please feel free to share those with us, and we will get them queued up on our docket.
Thank you, Julia. We also have in the chapter 2 advisors that are, believe it or not, joining us today yet. Dan Collin, founder of Kickstart Digital, and Boaz Ashkenazi, the founder and CEO of Simply Augmented. There are a couple of folks that give us advice as well as what they see out in the industry. So welcome again. The Seattle chapter, we're just one of the local chapters that we come together on a monthly basis to share knowledge and perform experiments that push boundaries of XR as much as we can. And we open up for opportunities to be an active part of the XR community with projects, learning, connecting the Seattle XR with the global XR community. Everything we do here is for growth, knowledge, and connections. And again, we are just one chapter of the many chapters that exist worldwide. There's 60 chapters worldwide in the VRARA Association, and the VRARA Association international group designed to foster the collaboration among everybody that it's in the industry, accelerates growth, fosters research education, helps to have industry best practices, and connecting members and folks that want to be in this industry, right? Content on the bottom left. Over 100 podcasts. We have a very successful podcast. I invite everybody to find in their iPhone or Android phones. 65,000 members around the world, 24,000 monthly website visits that we get, 100 major events per year, from chapter events like this one today to major ones like Immerse Global Summit happening in Orlando next month in October 17th to the 19th. 20 dedicated interest groups, meaning verticals. Actually, our guest today is the chair of one of those interest groups in healthcare. And we have a members Slack portal where members, we communicate more at a personal level. In the Seattle chapter, we have been very busy this year, having one virtual and one in-person event since March. We had a first regional collaboration with the Vancouver chapter virtually at the beginning of summer. And we have a couple of in-person events here in Seattle, one at the Seattle Center happening next week. I invite everybody who's around to come join us. We're gonna have the Space-Time Adventure Tour travel with the creators of this amazing experience in the Seattle Center. And next month, we'll have a headquarters visit tour of Blue Origin. So this one is a disclosure. It's gonna be a small event, very limited number of spots. We will require VRARA membership and proof of citizenship per Blue Origin guidelines. So without further ado, that's who we are. And I want to give the microphone to Cory Heizenrader, CEO of EducationXR. Cory, I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and please share when you want and take it away.
Okay, sounds good. Firstly, thanks for having me. And I would have much preferred doing this in person versus digital. Seattle's probably one of my favorite places. Next week, or no, let's see, in 2 weeks, I'm in San Francisco, and I do that one live. I'm in San Francisco, the Silicon Valley VRARA chapter. But I would have much rather prefer to be. Seattle is like one of the most special places on earth. I don't know if anyone's had a chance to live there or be there. It's just incredible. So the Northwest is beautiful. Let me share my screen here. We'll talk about EducationXR. Everyone see this okay? Roberto, confirmation?
Good. We're good.
Okay, very good. All right, so let's talk about this. So yeah, our focus, Heizenrader is the name of the company. It bears my last name only because it was the only available URL at the time. Years ago, I don't know how many years ago this was, but I was looking for red wagon, purple, whatever. I was looking for something fun and creative, and I just couldn't find it. There's nothing available. So we ended up just going with Heizenrader, which is, it seems boring to choose your own last name, but it's kind of an exciting last name. And it was available. Historically, you know, my entire professional existence has been working with global medical device manufacturers, medical institutions, creating innovative digital solutions, right? So from this experience, we've had opportunities to build real-time digital solutions, right? Before VR, we were building we have WebGL applications with 3D models. And so we quite a number of years of experience doing and building 3D experiences, right? As these technologies are evolving to support immersive experiences, this is now what the demand has been from our customers, right? To build on immersive experiences that touch on these different devices that support consuming interactive immersive content. And so to address this demand from these customers and this emerging technology, we created a technology called EducationXR. Now, we call it EducationXR not for the intent to address the education vertical at all. It's not that intention. So it's funny because we always get associated with, oh, education, we really love that. Our thinking is that immersive experiences address any amount or any degree of learning, right? This is what the focus is in our space, right? There's obviously gaming and that sort of value, but our objective is to enhance or use immersive experiences to enhance learning, right? And so we called it EducationXR. It's admittedly not the best name, so we're almost 0 for 2 here, right? Heizenrader and EducationXR. So, but what the platform does address is creation, deployment, and distribution of immersive experiences to all phones, tablets, desktops, and VR headsets. Okay, so again, we created this platform, and I'll go back a step here to address these challenges that we identified working with global manufacturers. Now, again, these manufacturers, the majority of them might come from the medical space, but whatever, it's a rich industry. They're manufacturers, they do very well, and they're very competitive. So you have to be on your A game all the time to deliver the best of the best. That's what it is, okay? That's one of the beauties of our experiences. We always have to be on our toes. And I'm saying that very candidly. It's very competitive. So the challenges we identified from working with our customers that either delay or prevent the adoption of immersive experiences are one-offs, right? Anybody can create a one-off, right? Unreal, Unity, everything that exists, we can all get our hands on. Everyone can build a one-off and put it in front of somebody. Coming from the medical background, right? With our clients, everybody we would run into, everybody said the same thing. I saw this heart. Someone built this heart, and I put the headset on. It was this really cool experience. Okay, cool. It's a one-off, right? In most cases, right at the time, what we saw. High production costs, right? This content's expensive to create, right? Especially where we are right now, it's expensive. Scalability, again, speaking back to one-offs, right? They don't scale very well. So we needed to address scalability and prove value by proving adoption, right? and overcoming that challenge. Then there's the lack of skilled talent. That's relative, right? There are lots of resources around that can create immersive experiences, okay? So it makes it very competitive. Everybody's trying to get a Unity developer, right? And if you have any degree of experience, there's a pretty decent demand for Unity or Unreal or real-time 3D resources, right? So what we wanted to address, though, that limitation, right? We wanted to somehow bring down that barrier of entry so that anybody could create content. I know we've heard about this. I heard about this years ago when we were in the process of addressing or in the process of developing our platform. I heard about no code, low code, right, solutions so that anybody could create experiences. But that's kind of what we do, right? That's our focus is that. I thought it'd be cool to share. Usually I share the vision at the end after I've gone through all the features, but I wanted to change it up for this audience, and I wanted to share what our vision is so it's clear from the beginning what we're doing. We started in 2019 with a pretty big opportunity with Cleveland Clinic, and it was an opportunity that helped us springboard the development of our platform, okay, EducationXR. And we were doing from that point for 100% professional services using EducationXR. Okay. Again, the value as I was speaking to it about offering a no-code, low-code authoring or development solution was we wanted to enable others to use our platform. Okay, enable others again with no coding experience, right? More your 3D artists, your instructional designers. We wanted those individuals to be able to create immersive experiences. Okay. And so that's what we are doing right now. We are licensing our platform for others to use our, we're licensing our tech to other corporations to build their own experiences. Ultimately, this is where we plan to go, right? Is offer this up to consumers so anybody can create their own content. But to do that the way we're doing it, and that's bootstrapped without investment, our strategy is to start with enterprise, right? Enterprise customers. And so right now we're licensing our technology to enterprise customers. And from those experiences, we are learning and evolving our platform, improving it. And for the eventual release, right? Our targeted release to the consumer. Okay. Anyway, excuse me, that's our vision. This is what standard development looks like, right? Requires coding experience, multiple individuals to deliver on multiple features. It requires time and money. With our tech, again, no code, low code, intuitive creation tools, a single individual can use our platform, right, and create content faster and cheaper. Okay, and again, we're in the business of doing this right now. So major corporations use our tech, and we're proving this and validating this directly with those enterprise customers, right, and continuing to improve it for eventual release to consumers. As far as what the no code, low code tool experience looks like, it is literally what you see is what you get. So with drag and drop tools to a visual scripting language called Flow that we provide to our creators, our creator customers, content, anything from simple experiences to very complex experiences can be created. Essentially, anything can be created, okay? But again, everyone that has experience with Unity, imagine a wrapper around Unity that removes the coding requirements. So drag and drop tools or our visual scripting language Flow can be used to create anything you can imagine, okay? Deployment and distribution happens by way of a literal push of the button to publish experiences. So you create experiences, you literally just push a button, publish, and content is automatically available to all phones, tablets, desktops, and VR headsets. The interactive nature, the interactivity of an experience that you create is preserved across devices as well. These are not just secondary devices to view what people are looking at in VR. When we build an interaction, it has native components to it that make it work with touch gestures for 2D devices, or for a desktop with a mouse, right? Or if I'm in VR, using paddles to interact with experiences. And then the way you get access to content is we leverage public app stores. So right now you can go to the public app store for any device you have. You can search EducationXR. You can download it. You can get access to some very generic experiences. But the way we manage distribution of content for organizations or for our customers is by way of an authentication system, and I'll talk about that here in a second. This is a quick video. I don't usually let this play, but I will for the sake of our audience today. Just a really simple promotional experience we use and we share with our customers so they can see what this looks like. But these are sample experiences of courses that we've created with our customers. Again, everything is tied to some degree of education, right? And it's just sad that I have to explain that to give reason for why we call our company EducationXR. But that's what it is, right? We're using immersive experiences to educate, to provide superior learning, right, at any degree for any industry. Okay. I'll go ahead and skip ahead, just let this play through. So anyway, I mentioned authentication, right? So with our corporate customers, they can enable, we support integration or enablement of single sign-on. So all we do is match some pieces, some puzzle pieces together, and then the corporate customer can use single sign-on to get access to content specific to their organization. You can also manage, along with users, you can manage content provisioning or access, right, to customers or to their end users. This is what a snapshot of our backend looks like. We have analytics. We can track what content is accessed over a calendar period of time. We can see which device is being used to access content. We can see all the steps of a course, the numbers of objectives per step. We can see what percentage of completion, anything. You can see how long it takes them to complete experiences or steps. You even have the ability per course, as a creator, you can decide what analytics you want to capture when you're creating the course. Again, our focus is authoring, right? We want to give all of this enablement or capability to a creator. So not only can you create a course, but you can manage who gets access to the content. You can manage what analytics you want to capture, anything, right? If you are consuming experiences using a VR headset, we have a proprietary analytics specific or custom to this platform called 3D VR heat maps. So again, if I'm in VR and it's any VR headset, we can track what users are looking at and for how long by way of this 3D VR heat map system. Okay, it enhances the ability to capture more rich analytics, right? So instead of just saying, hey, is it A, B, C, or D, or true or false, I can say, hey, look for this, look for that. And I can track where people are looking. Okay, it works with eye tracking headsets, or it works with headsets that just have the gaze feature, right? Most all headsets have a gaze feature, and a few of them have eye tracking. Okay, but we can track all this. Another differentiating feature of our platform is that all content created with EducationXR is automatically multiplayer. You don't need to build in individual multiplayer functionality with everything you build, right? Everything's automatic multiplayer, okay? So users can connect together regardless of location and regardless of device. We can have an iPhone user connect with an Android user, connect with a VR user and a PC, whatever, it doesn't matter. Any device, any location, okay? If you have a phone or tablet, this is what that experience looks like, right? A 2D device. This is I'm emulating my phone here on the screen, right? It's a real-time experience. And, but because it's a phone, I use touch gestures, right? So I use 2-finger touch gestures to scrub. We'll scrub to the left, okay? We'll pinch to zoom, okay? You'll notice though, I'm kind of from a fixed position, okay? Which is cool, it's fine. But if I wanted to have an experience more consistent with that of a VR user and have freedom to move around, right, wherever I want, again, like a VR user, I can do that with a feature called XR mode. When I enable XR mode, my phone becomes a camera that I point at the floor to capture a plane. And once I've got it, now through the lens of my phone or tablet, I have this, right, this immersive experience. I can be wherever I want, okay? Obviously, given my physical limitations, right? But I can walk around with my phone or tablet and I'm connected to that virtual environment. Everything's at a 1-to-1 scale and everything continues to maintain interactive, right? Just like everything else. Okay. With our corporate customers, we have to maintain different degrees of security and privacy. So we have what I recommend for everybody, right, to always be considering for major corporations, ISO 27001. This addresses security that IT requires for different organizations, right, when they're adopting solutions like an immersive solution. Okay. And And then we also have GDPR for privacy. A lot of our customers are in the UK and Europe, and so that's obviously a really big deal out there. And it's kind of becoming more of a deal here in the United States as well, surprisingly enough. This is where I pause and explain, hey, we're not building one-off applications. I don't have a team supporting VR and another team supporting phones and tablets and another team supporting PCs. No, we invested in a technology that addresses an ecosystem for immersive learning. And to do that, again, going back to those challenges, right? One-offs, high production costs, scalability, and limited creators, right? Limitation on creators. We built this platform to address that, right? Making it available to all devices, bringing down that barrier of entry for creators, okay? So these are the features, right? These are the features, more specifically, these three differentiating features are what we have identified as very important for customers, right? User-generated content tools, being able to pass the tools off to someone else to be able to create content. Unity loves this, and so do Unity's customers, because it's a Unity-based platform with a wrapper around it that just removes the coding requirements. So it makes it faster to create content, okay? And it brings down that, a creator could be an instructional designer, could be a 3D artist, could be anyone, okay? Another major differentiating feature is everything's cross-platform. Whatever you create exists across all devices, okay? This is almost mandatory, okay? Because I love to borrow from the East Coast a term. Not everyone's schlepping around VR headsets, okay? But everyone's got a phone or a tablet or a PC. These are more common devices while these grow in popularity for sure. But we support all devices, okay? And then lastly, everything created with the platform is automatically multiplayer, okay? It's very, very important to think on. So yeah, that's where I'll pause. And I thought what would be cool is if we could do a quick demonstration. But before I jump into that, anyone have any questions? I love to leave this time open for questions. Please chime in. Yeah. Erica.
Yeah, hi, my name is Erica. I am actually an Unreal Engine developer. So I'm going to be attending the Unreal Engine Fest, and I saw this platform and I kind of want to know what the support is for Unreal Engine. And what that
So we don't totally fine. And we don't have support for Unreal, but because you have experience with Unreal, it should be like it'd be that much easier for you still to be familiar with the navigation and being able to create experiences. Unreal Engine support will be coming shortly, but right now we're kind of focused in just the Unity space. Sorry.
Got it. No problem. Thank you for answering.
The ambiance where you are right now is really it's really warm. It's really like rosy and nice.
Yeah, it's a little setup here. I do the content creation as well. So
good, right on.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Anyone else? Any other questions?
Julia, I think you're next.
Yeah, sure. It's really nice product, Cory. We've kind of used a number of these too, and one of the nice things, kind of, I think, getting to Erica's point is, actually being able to get under the hood if you need to and want to do additional coding. So do you have that ability if we're a Unity developer that we can go in and customize something?
We do, yeah. We offer support. We actually give you access if you want to introduce your own nodes, right? Like for the visual scripting capability, if you want to introduce your own custom things, absolutely. Yeah. We allow creators to introduce those, and then we'll release support with the platform to accommodate that, right? When we update, provide updates to customers.
Like kind of effectively give you or upload an asset bundle as opposed to an asset? Is that kind of what you're saying? Okay, great.
Any other questions? What I've got up here, I just pulled up, our organization, right? And I just wanted to walk through a quick promotional bit. So I'm in Salt Lake City. I sound stuffy because last night it was 80 degrees. Today it's 60 degrees. And this huge 20-degree shift just rocks my sinuses. So anyway, all that aside, I'm in Salt Lake. I've got an associate with me on this call, Paolo, who's in San Jose. And I'm going to show you what it looks like to do a collaborative experience across the location and different devices, okay? So I'm on my Mac, and we're going to go into this Caterpillar C7 engine. Again, I could do this as an individual. I don't even need Signal to do things as an individual. It works offline. But since I'm doing it as a group, I do need to have Signal. I'm the host. I can password protect my experience. I'm not going to in this case. It's not a big deal. Now let me make sure everyone can hear me okay still. Perfect. Okay. All right. So anyway, Paolo's going to join. He's going to be in VR. Paolo, want to give us a quick wave? Thank you. If he weren't on this meeting, he would just hear me directly in here. In fact, we're going to mute ourselves. Yep, we're going to mute ourselves here. So we'll work together, right? So we're in two different places, two different devices. I'm going to blow up this engine, and together we're going to assemble it, put it back together like Legos, okay? So Paolo can pass me pieces. Yep, I'll take that from you. Thank you. And I can pass him pieces. So why don't you come back over here and I'll pass you that piece. So again, we can work together, we can collaborate, we can interact together, or we can work independently, whatever, okay? But again, this works across devices and whatever you want, right? Yeah, any questions? Sorry, I'm so used to explaining this, it seems so commonplace to me, but anyone have any questions or anything else I can show? Again, our focus is delivering the tools to creators so they can be faster and cheaper to create experiences. Yes, Erica, I believe, yes.
Yeah, so this is awesome, by the way. I love this. This application is great. I wanted to ask, so if this is cross-functional, is that cross-functional, cross-mixed reality as well?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the definition, right? So yes.
I guess extended reality, yeah. I guess.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's across devices, yeah. Usually I pull up my phone and I do the same thing, but PC's easier to show on the PC. Oh, that's using the Mac, sorry.
I'm running a Mac as well.
I was gonna say, yeah, Steve Jobs rolling in his grave right now when I just referred to my Mac as a PC, sorry, so.
Yeah, for real. Wow, that's really
Cory,
cool.
thank you, Paolo, for the demonstration. Thank you, Erika, for the questions. Anybody else wants to ask a question, commentary? Kate, Philip, Gunther, thank you for joining. Again, I'm glad that we're a small, tight group. That's what I like of these virtual calls. You have direct access from all over the world, basically. Julia, please jump in. We're about to...
Yeah, I was just wondering if you had any reaction to Unity's recent announcement, Cory, on their cost structure.
Yeah, a little bit, just not as extreme as others, right? We weren't the ones that called and gave death threats. Let's say that, okay? You know what's funny is that when we heard it, our immediate response was, that sounds extreme. And admittedly, my thought was, there's no way that's going to stand, you know? So like, some people were a little bit less patient about it, to say the least. But I think things they always normalize, right? It just happens to be that we're so much higher touch these days. People have any platform to give a response, which could be good, right? In this case, it was good because they needed to hear that, but it doesn't change how we feel about the tech, right? Like, it's a product of any business. When you're navigating a business and setting things up, it's really hard to. It sounds extreme, but to appeal to everyone. In this case, it was kind of a big mess, right? So hopefully they learn their lesson, and everybody else from observation, we can learn our lesson from them. So.
Thank you, Cory. Thank you for the candy answer. If there's no other questions, is there any way, Cory, that you recommend folks have access to your platform, if they can reach out to you, or there's links that they can use to learn how to get going with your platform and everything you showed us today?
Just, yeah, https:// you know, go to educationxr.com, you know, and you can we actively like monitor this, right? There's a place in there to get more information, so on and so forth. Certainly go there and submit something. I actually respond to those. So I try to pretend like it's not the CEO that responds to those things, you know, that we're bigger and someone else is dedicated to that, but we don't. So
perfect. All right. I think with that one, we went through the Q&A. I want to remind everybody, we have in-person meetings for the chapter. We call it XR and VR, so we'll have next week and the month after. I'm going to be joining the Immerse Global Summit next month in Orlando. I don't know if you're going, Cory, but I might see you there. And
yeah, we'll be there.
We'll have a virtual recap of that later in November. So I'll bring what I learned over there and summarize. We went through our Q&A, and basically this is our information. Roberto, Julia, and Cory, I'm bouncing your email there, the one that you might have in the website. But thank you everyone for joining. And if there's no other questions, I think this does it for today. We're at the bottom of the hour, and no more questions. Last chance.
I was just going to say again, feel free to reach out to Roberto or myself if you have programming requests, whether those are, if you're local, in person, we're targeting to do one in person and one virtual event each month. So if you're local, let us know what sounds fun and good and interesting to you, and also virtually. It's nice to see people from so many different folks here online.
Perfect.
Great.
All right, guys. Thanks so much. This will be available, the recording online, in a few minutes. I'm just going to have to process the recording. And we have a YouTube channel where we have all the other virtual events as well for the Seattle VRARA YouTube channel. So I invite everybody to see. You can skip our introduction. You already know it. We're working on the editing to make it more appealing. But thank you, Cory, again. Thank you, Paulo, for walking us through the demonstration. It's really just visually is what we always want to see, something that it's easy and so enthralling that you want to engage with the platform. So thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you for having us.
Take care, guys. Bye.